As a mental health counselor, something I hear a lot about is trauma and what it means to someone who's working in healthcare to experience trauma, and whether or not we ever kind of reach out for help with the trauma that we have experienced or seen with our own eyes or heard about through other coworkers who've experienced it. You know as well as I do, when we work in healthcare, we often share things. We sit in the break room and we talk about cases we've just seen or what's just happened in our day. It even extends outside, right? Sometimes we leave work and we go out, for some nachos or a beer or something like that, and we discuss what's gone on in our day. But do we ever actually process what happens to us in terms of trauma? I've had lots of conversations with people about what it means to be traumatized. What is it about trauma that affects us, and what part affects us? Some people have told me that the actual event that they've heard about is the traumatic part. Some people have told me it's actually looking at a body or someone who's come in to emerge who's very mangled or beat up, or they've obviously had the effects of whatever's happened to them and it's visible on their body. That can be the traumatic part. And then other people have told me it's not actually either of those things. It's not knowing what happened to them and it's not seeing what happened to them. It's hearing about who they are as a person. And I find this very interesting because I think this is what traumatizes me the most, is hearing their name, hearing that they have a sister, hearing what they were doing just before this thing happened, hearing about the parents that are going to miss them, hearing about the school that they went to or the grade that they're in or what they wanted to do next summer. Those are the things that traumatize me. And I've had a lot of different RTs and nurses and doctors talk to me about how they prevent themselves from being as traumatized as they could be. One of the really interesting things that come up is somebody told me once that they don't like to know the person's name, and they do all they can not to know the person's name because they feel like it identifies them to them as someone that is more personal or is more than just a patient. They all of a sudden become someone that is real, someone that affects them and their inner core, and that's something that traumatizes them when they consider what their name is. Tell me, this is kind of a conversation starter, so tell me what it is that affects you. Is it the event itself that you hear that the person's been through? Is it the mangled body that you're looking at when they come in to emerge? Or is it knowing personal details about them? Let's start a conversation about that.